Hey everybody and welcome back for more Retro Games for Cheaters with me, Supernautus. And this time round we're playing Captain America and the Avengers, developed by Data East and released on the Sega Mega Drive, which is what we're playing on, in 1992. There are a variety of versions of this game in the arcades, the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super Nintendo, etc. This one's probably the most straightforward of them. The others can feel a bit difficult, I think would be fair to say. So yeah, this is the Sega Genesis version. We're playing it with infinite health, and that's pretty much it. So let's get on with it. Let's play with the Avengers, or as he says, the Avengers. 4 characters to choose from. We're looking at what? Vision, Iron Man, Captain America, and Hawkeye. I'm going to be Captain America. Captain America? I'm going to be Iron Man, of course. Red Skull seeks to conquer the world, and he's used his wealth to assemble his evil team. He used a mind control machine to bring them under his power, and now he controls their every action. Go at once, Avengers! Try to crush his evil scheme! Scene 1. The Avengers. Here we go. Just to wait for these people to run past. Terrified. Leave it to me, he says. So pretty much, it's a pretty typical side-scrolling beat-em-up. If you combine the jump and attack buttons, you can shoot that beam. But you have to watch out for some of these guys. So yeah, it's just infinite health, not much to tell you about. Not a straightforward series of games, to be fair. I mean, a variety of games. I think in most cases it's generally quite difficult. We face him, he comes out a few times before we actually fight him. We're not to disturb these guys, and he says, "Why should it go well?" Why should it go well indeed? It's a good question, isn't it? Why should their criminal enterprise go well? Oh, we're in trouble. There we go, that's one of them down. Uppercuts me if I get too close. Well, apparently he's too small to be hit with my beam. Every single time. There we go. Next. Now we're going to be attacked by these guys. Again, fairly weak enemies at the moment. But, yeah, that's kind of annoying. I can jump while I'm holding an enemy above my head. Oh, he dropped a shield. He dropped a shield, but I'm not Captain America. What would I need a shield for? Oh, we've got a muddy field. And more enemies to face. Are these like Hulkbuster suits? That's what they look like. And he's down. And this time we have to face the boss. Here he is. You cannot escape. You will be the one escaping. Well, that doesn't sound like you're intended to defeat me then, does it? It sounds like you're intended to let me go. You will be the one escaping. Well, yeah, maybe. Once I've defeated you. I have to watch, because here he's going to turn into a whirlwind at some point soon. Because that's his power. There he goes. You pretty much can't hit him while he's doing this. Certainly not with your physical attacks. Your beam-based attacks, yes. There he goes. He's down. No point attacking him directly with punches there, because he'd just blow you away. Whirlwind's attack was just a setup though. Other towns are being taken over. Hurry, Avengers! It's Target Town. Target Town. It's a town full of targets. Which is good, that's what we want. Did he just disappear? And they just hovered in. Just constantly getting bombarded. All these enemies are just vanishing. Don't get to pick up the tire because we have to jump down a big jump. Okay, go! Yeah, okay. I get you. Now we're blasting. With a bit of side-scrolling shooter action. With good old Iron Man. Which is interesting enough in itself. Oh no, I got hit! Whatever will I do? Yeah, just the same attack. And you can't hold the button down, you have to actually tap it repeatedly. Who's this? They're launching enemies out at me. Can I destroy their ship, their plane? Looks like I've done it. These green guys are just impossible to avoid or hit, apparently. Have we got some kind of boss here to face, or... It's not the most responsive side-scrolling shooting element, it has to be said. Oh good, I've got... Is that Wasp? Is that the Wasp? It certainly looks like it might be. Need to keep shooting in that area because I think the engine's what you need to hit. Shut down one of its engines until it can't fly anymore. And then it goes away. So it's interesting because it combines some of these elements, as a lot of these sort of beat 'em up games did. Whether it was Metal Slug or Contra with vehicles, or I don't know. Was it Alien Storm with the weird, with the running sequence? Some odd sequences in a lot of games. And one of the Splatterhouse games didn't have a boat sequence. It just reminds me a bit of Jason Voorhees popping out the water, you know. These are some games we need to get to at some point too. We've got a sentinel. I'll kill you all, he says. Seems a bit harsh. What did I ever do to deserve that? Shoot him in the stomach. Oh, he's sending his fist after me. You have to watch. These sentinels like to fist superheroes. Yes, I said that. Yes, I did. So what? What's your point? Although normally it's mutants they go after, isn't it? The old Sentinel program. We're going backwards now. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's Data East, look! The developers of the game. Oh, we just got Hulk busted. We've come down to their offices. They've called for help from the Avengers, and here we are. That's what you don't know, this is actually based on real events outside of their base, their headquarters. It's not. just in case you do believe what I just said. That was what they call nonsense. Thank you, Quicksilver, he says. So that's Quicksilver. He wasn't going very fast. I suppose he was going faster than me. I like the kind of comic book, you know, sound effect, kind of words floating up above you, you know, smash, crack, kaboom. It doesn't say kaboom, I wish it did. Some nice 60s Batman action here. Crack, smash, grab. It's always smash, actually, I've just noticed. And the Hulk isn't even in the game. Oh, what have we got now? It's this guy. You're right, I did. I came here to die. He's blowing things away. He's tougher than Whirlwind. It has to be said. I don't know if I can beat him. Well, I can because I've got infinite health, right? Can we? We're getting there. He'll blow us away with his propeller if we're not careful. That kind of looks more like a pickaxe now. Alright, stop propelling me across the screen. And we just got cut to pieces with his propeller action. Couldn't propel him to victory yet, though. Surely that's him now. He's flashing, and that's why we arrested him. Lewd conduct. Grim Reaper has regained consciousness, and Red Skull has commanded him to fight the Avengers to the finish. What has Red Skull planned next? Who knows? It's a challenge from the bottom of the sea. That's what he's planned. Some sort of seafloor thing against the same enemies we fought all the way through the game so far. Apparently none of these supervillains have their own henchmen. It's just all the Red Skull's henchmen, I guess. Is it Hydra? Maybe it is. Maybe it's, who knows, it's a bunch of guys. What an evil thing you've done! Puny superheroes, I'll shut you up for good. Is that the villain already? Oh, that didn't work very well. Or is this just a sub-boss, do we think? Because it's underwater, you get it? Except I don't think we're actually underwater, are we? It said from the bottom of the sea. It looks like we're next to the sea. From adjacent to the sea. The mystery from adjacent to the sea. Doesn't really work the same, does it? There we go. Oh, and now it's another one. They're in the sea! Thank you, Submariner. That's just what I needed to know. The old Submariner's here. And we're boiling the sea with our red-hot blasts of energy. This is dangerous. It's environmentally inadvisable, I would say. If you continue shooting blasts of power like that in the sea, do you think that it would gradually just start evaporating the water, or do you think that there's enough water that it just wouldn't do anything? It would literally burn the sea. Well, now we're under the water, so I guess it's no longer a mystery from adjacent to the sea. Oh, here comes the Submariner to help us with all these electric eels. Because they're robot eels. I mean, it's not much difficulty in understanding that. What do I have to fight now? A shark? I'll make seaweed out of you. No, you can't, because seaweed is like a plant, you see? So you can't make seaweed out of a person. It's not physically possible. Make it seaweed out of me. We don't have any more powerful attacks while we're in this form. Look at you, you've got a giant octopus. I bet you're happy. I won't be so happy when I break his windows. How much do you think that thing cost? He won't be happy about the cost. The amount of money he's lost from me destroying his giant octopus. A lot of these enemies seem to just disappear as soon as you use the energy beam on them. Is that something we can pick up? Oh, it is. Missiles of some kind. Okay, why are we... What am I supposed to do here? Is there somewhere I'm supposed to be able to go here? Because it doesn't look like it so far. Have I got stuck somewhere? Oh wait, no, we can beat this up, look, because it's doing something. We can beat up the wall. That's what Iron Man's special skills are great for. Punching walls. Not anymore, obviously, but, you know. Poor old Tony Stark. Sacrificed himself for everyone, didn't he? Oh no, I've been frozen in place by an extendable arm. Old Stretch Armstrong's around. You know, the worst thing about these Hulkbuster things is they should surely be tougher. I mean, I don't know if that's what they are, but they should surely be tougher than the regular enemies, and yet they die in one hit. Who have we got? Here he is. See my power, he says. Is your power to get blasted by me? Oh, he's shooting fireballs and lasers. And now yellow, and now blue lights. That's what I wanted him to do, shoot me with a blue light bulb. Most of the bosses in this version of this game, you can stand pretty much right on them and pummel them to death. Well, not to death, we arrest them, we're superheroes, not criminals. There's a really quite horrendous looking Red Skull. You cannot defeat me. What's wrong with his eyes? What's wrong with the Red Skull's eyes? Who knows, the Avengers have located his hideout and uncovered his plans to build a secret base on the moon. Because that's where his Führer is. Well, because Red Skull has a... Shouldn't have said that really, should I? But Red Skull is one of them. Was one of them. Then obviously there had to be some kind of nondescript villain in these kinds of things. Because that wouldn't fly. Oh good. We're flying in space. Yeah, at least they've not gone the stupid sort of way where he can fly in space without a spacesuit. But he can apparently enter a space station with no airlock on it. Fight him off. Ah, see, those ones are tougher. I don't understand why the villains have got these suits, though. Must be stealing them. That's what villains do, after all. No, he just disintegrated. Or maybe he just had enough of being here and decided to go for a walk. I'm not allowed to do that these days, of course. That would be an interesting superhero story, wouldn't it? Some superheroes helping with keeping people at the right distance from each other. Or else they blast them. Is that Juggernaut? Tell you what he's not saying what Vinnie Jones said in the X-Men film, is he? I'm the Juggernaut! You know the rest. You know the rest. He's very hard to defeat, though. Because you need to get his helmet off and get Professor Xavier to mind control him once his helmet's off. So we've got an X-Men character in the game. Well, in fact, we've got two X-Men features in the game, don't we? Because we've got Juggernaut and also the Sentinels earlier on. But no X-Men in the game, you'll notice. Obviously, because this is the Avengers. I think the only... I might be wrong, because I don't proclaim to be the biggest comic book person, but is Wolverine not suggested or invited to join them at some point? Maybe I'm wrong. Not the kind of thing he would do, though, is it really? Him teaming up with the X-Men's a bit of an anomaly as it is. Crack. Well, it's not really, obviously, but because that's what he's from. It wouldn't be exactly against type. Speaking of Wolverine, I saw some suggestions of who people think should play the next Wolverine. Apparently, Daniel Radcliffe is the one option. Don't really know if that's a good idea. What's his name? Carl Urban, another one that's suggested. I think he's getting on a bit now for that role, isn't he? Clint Eastwood's son, that's a good one. He looks very like him. I've got my spanner. Where was the thing we needed fixed? Yeah, I'm trying to fix it. Look, I've got my spanner. Where's the laser? So I can fix it for you. Take that. That was worthless. He can reach me from about halfway across the screen with his punch. Looks like I've got to just do this. Spam laser attacks or whatever. Oh no, now I've got him. Best to stay away from them when they're getting up, I've noticed. Because they will attack you immediately while they're getting up. Also, he's quite annoying. He's just in general quite annoying. Oh, what's he doing? He's shooting other things in the air now. Ah, you got him. Smash him, that's it. Smash him to pieces. Smash his costume. Is that a Cyberman? Just looks like a Cyberman. No, you don't. Door's open. Guess we fixed the laser for him, didn't we? We did it! The laser cannon has been completed. Wait, I thought we were wanting to stop it. It's only a short time before it's set to fire. Hurry and crush Red Skull's plot. Like the Red Skull's in space. The end of Red Skull. Hopefully. That's another flying sequence. In space. I spoke too soon about him not being able to fly in space. Of course, he's a superhero, remember? They can do all sorts of impossible things. Like somehow survive without any money. Okay, not Iron Man, admittedly. Admittedly, Iron Man is an anomaly in that respect. And Bruce Wayne, but... Okay, and actually quite a lot of them, so maybe I should stop talking. Oh, it's another one of these. I'm trying to think though, right, of all these people, like Captain America, does he actually have another job other than being Captain America? Is he a car salesman, a shoe salesman maybe? Who knows? It's a secret. I'm sure someone would be able to tell me. As I say, I'm not the biggest. I don't proclaim to know much of anything about the full history of a lot of these characters, but obviously the fourth character that you're playing in this game, which I think is Vision, he doesn't have a job, but he doesn't need money, does he? It's not like he's going to pop down and buy a latte or something, you know? Maybe he will. For other people. Right, come on. Let's stop Red Skull on the moon. There's the moon, so we must be almost done. Oh, she's gone. I guess she can't survive on the moon. There's the giant laser cannon! Destroy it now! Can I destroy it in like half an hour, or does it have to be right now? Nothing seems to be happening. It's a giant laser cannon. Land and pummel it. Okay, we've done something. Has that destroyed it fully? Spanner. We need a spanner to work on the giant laser, don't we? Maybe not. Right, well that's it done then, surely. It can't work when one part of it's destroyed. I mean, I'm sure that's probably a pretty key part of the laser cannon. Like the barrel of the laser cannon. If a laser cannon in fact has a barrel. It has to have somewhere for the beam to be directed out of, doesn't it? What's this? That's a spaceship, mate. That's a slide. We're going down the slide. There's no time to be playing. This is not a time to be playing around. You're trapped. Yeah, you're probably right. Except I can, I can fly, right? So I could just fly back up that chamber that we were in. These look like the most generic guys ever. And they've got a saw blade helping them. Come on guys, I'm just using my fists. Why are you attacking me with saw blades? Because you're cowards. And it doesn't hurt them, you'll notice. Doesn't hurt them. Because apparently they can't be cut through by saws. It's the kind of people you want in your workforce, you know? You can saw them in half and they just carry on working. And if you're a magician, even better. You go away. Oh. Get rid of that guy because he's annoying. Oh, he's hugging me. Iron Man doesn't like hugs. It's not what happens. In a battle for his life, he's not going to be hugging his enemies. Well, he might be, I suppose. If they're nice enemies. Okay, this isn't the Red Skull though. I cannot go through. Yeah, I can. I just have to beat you first, right? That's not going to be that difficult. There's all these explosions he's thrown at us. I mean, it might take me some time, but I definitely can go through. He's halfway dead. Okay, go, he says. Okay, go! He doesn't hurt himself with his own attacks, obviously. He's almost done now. So you sure I can't go through, mate? I mean, you could let me in now and we could stop fighting. If you wanted. Guess I'll have to just go through myself. Or maybe he meant because there's a wall there and he didn't realise that I could just punch my way through it. Maybe that's what he means. Oh, it's the Red Skull. Stop, Red Skull. Bye, Avengers. No matter where you escape to, we'll be right behind you. What a great response. Bye, Avengers. Not the most inspiring comeback, to be honest. Not that a guy that made friends with one of the worst, you know, I'll just stop talking about that. Oh, we're going to fight him on top of the space shuttle. You cannot escape. It's not over yet. Well, it kind of almost is, to be fair, because oh, he's getting his karate poses ready. I didn't realise that he liked martial arts. But there you go, you learn something new every day. I always felt like Red Skull was one of those enemies that you never really fight, you just defeat all of his guys and then he can't do anything anymore. Said he's Action Man and he's about 4 or 5 punches away from his demise once more. Wait, he just turned red. Uh-oh, he's ripping his face off. What's this? It's not the Nightmare Before Christmas. This is another trap. You stupid man. Ha ha ha. We'll teach you the meaning of justice. And he says that in quotes. We'll teach you the meaning of justice. Ho ho. Oh, I've been trapped in a blue vortex. That's what he'll do every time I'm standing by his feet. Shoot blue vortexes at me. He's flushing me down his toilet. Okay, go! He says, for no reason. I don't know why he said okay, go. Maybe it's a band he's very fond of. Maybe. Hey, get on! Thank you, Wonder Man. Let's go. Let's be on our way. While the Red Skull takes off on his space shuttle. But he won't be using that moon laser anymore. What's this? It's a fireball. He's not dead. He lives to squint another day. Thanks to the brave and valiant efforts of our heroes, the Red Skull managed to escape. I mean, he did. His evil plan was crushed. But for the Avengers, the battle doesn't end here. Wherever evil exists in this world, they must confront it in the name of justice. Avengers unite? This Avengers Assemble sounds so much better, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I think it does. Anyway, Iron Man. Iron Man won. Won the day. And the Avengers have been successful. Hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please feel free to hit that like button. Maybe add a subscription too. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.